Chek Live, Chek Institute, and the CEO of the Chek Institute, GavinJennings, the war that he started 13 years ago. Can you believe 13 years ago? So what happened, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the story, and it will help you to understand, and I want you to put yourself in my position and think of, if you as a practitioner, how you would feel. So 13 years ago, I got my money together, which my client paid for, to go and do level 4. And level 4 was amazing, but lots of things were happening in class that I didn't agree with. Paul kept coming in and out of class more and more stoned. And then there was another student in the class that really didn't like Paul, that kept caning him all the time. And I understand why now, 100%. Before I couldn't see it. I had them blinkers on, and I was just all Paul checked up type thing, or Chek Institute, oh, I'm going to be a level 4. Then Paul asked me to become, would I like to become a level 5? So I said, yeah, definitely. But for the level 5, you had to do 10,000 word of thesis, and you had to publish a book, I think, and you had to do a video. So videos for me is just a walk in the park. It's not hard to do. But I knew that the book and the thesis would be really hard to do because of my dyslexia. But my ex-girlfriend, ex-SAS, said to me, look, I know somebody, Scott, he'll help you do it. So I spoke it all into the phone and researched everything, because Paul wanted me to do it on Native American drumming. And you can read it in my book, Holistic Health for Proper Geezers, Classy Ladies, Get the Body and Fitness You Want. So we did the 10,000 word of thesis, it got sent into Paul. Then obviously the book got sent into Paul as well. Everything was okayed. Got my level 5 master's qualification, which I was really, really proud of. But I come back to the UK, and something just didn't seem right. Everything was just, I'd reached the goal of doing it in 5 to 6 years. And I think because you're reprogrammed brain-wise with subliminal brainwashing that you don't realise is happening, that I got to level 5, got my master's, and I'm like, well, what do I do now? I was a bit lost. I was really lost. So my ex-girlfriend said, well, you love the drumming, you love the Tibetan bowls, so why don't you do the shaman work? So I found three different shamans. It wasn't until I found the third one that I found her to be really amazing. But then I found that she was doing things wrong. But never mind. So worked with the shaman for 2 years. But before that, 2013, qualified, before that I met GavinJennings. I thought he was all right to start off with, but asked me to do a class, didn't even give me time to prep or anything. But lucky enough, I knew the zones inside out. So I taught the class, then I left Lancashire, come home, and then I was mentoring. I mentored over 15 students. You can go and look at my personal trainer business mentoring page for C.H.E.K practitioners and personal trainers. You'll see all the reviews on there, brilliant reviews. And then I started mentoring. I really loved it, really enjoyed it. Took the students out for dinner, made sure I took them to Watkins, show them the nice sights in London, show them the doors that I worked on when I was a nightclub bouncer for 16 years. And really make it a day out for them. Because if they're travelling to London, say if they're coming from up north or they're coming from Scotland or wherever they were coming from, I know it's a long, long journey. And I really wanted to make the day special for them. And I think that's why the ones that come to see me personally had such a great time and give me a great review to put on my website. But there was this one guy, and he was really ill, and or not ill at the time, but there were telltale signs of what was going on for him. And I said, look, you know, I really want to help you. It's up to you. What do you want to do? I think I coached him about 4 or 5 times. Then all of a sudden he said, oh, I really want to do the HLC. But I knew he had his own gym and he had his own building site, the same as Gavin. So then I said to him, so what do you want to do? He went, oh, I want to do the HLC. Okay, I'll send you out the paperwork, pay me for it and fill it out within 10 days. I waited 7 weeks and didn't get the paperwork back. And I said to him, look, it's been 7 weeks. I don't do refunds. I run my own business. The Chek Institute doesn't give money back. GavinJennings doesn't give money back. And so do many other trainers if people are taking the mickey. Like if it was in like the 11th day, 12th day or 13th day, it would have been fine. But it was 7 weeks and I kept calling him, but because he was busy like a nutcase, running the building site and running the gym, then the other thing I had in my mind, I never knew how far he was going to go in the Institute. And what I've had is that other trainers will ring me, book me, want the HLC paperwork, then they cancel because they've got the paperwork. Does that make sense? They think they can use it and they can blag it, but you can't. It's set up in such a way, you need all the other documents in which to read and gauge all what's going on for that client. So obviously I didn't get the stuff back and I couldn't gauge it anymore. Then he threatened me down the phone, you'll never work, I'm going to kill your business, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But with me being an ex-bouncer, I put it into the back of my head and just thought, oh, he's a cunt, he's not a nice person, and I've heard from other people that nobody really likes him. But unfortunately for him, he's got, apparently I've heard, I don't know how true it is, he's got, stage 4 cancer. Now, in my belief, when you get cancer and illnesses like that are extreme to that level, it's normally because you hate everybody or you hate people. Do you know what I mean? Because remember, Dr. Emoto says, whatever you drink or fluids in your body, what you say to yourself affects your whole body. So if you're a nasty person all the time, you're just putting nastiness into your system. This is the way I look at it anyway. And so for me, I feel myself full of love, abundance, feeling great. I believe in the secret, you attract what you think about. So after that thing, then Gavin never calls me about it, but Phil Lazide, he gets on the phone, says, why don't you give him his money back? Phil, I'm not a pussy like you, I don't want to give money back. And I've waited 7 weeks. Yeah, but he's a student. I said, it doesn't matter. He needs to learn the lesson that you can't take the piss out of people and threaten them down the phone. All right, okay. Then a couple of weeks later, the mentoring goes in-house. So, as in only faculty could do it. Even though I was a level 5, I chose not to do faculty because I didn't want to work for 5 weeks on different times of the year and not get paid. Gavin wasn't paying Phil Lazide when he was doing, well, this is what he told me, it could be all bullshit, wasn't paying him when he was doing, when he was studying to become a faculty member. And when I was a mentor, I never got paid. We'd get a card and a present, like a book or something off of Paul, to say thank you. But really, if you're travelling across London, like for me, an hour to get into central London, or on a goodish day, depends on how the traffic is, an hour to get into central London, then you spend 2 to 3 hours with a student, mentoring them, chatting to them, showing them the sights, and you never got paid for that. Totally against UK employment law. But because we love the Institute and we love the philosophy of it and we all connect together, we just did it without questioning it, which is totally wrong. So Gavin was just raking it in, getting students happy from me mentoring them over 15, and they go, oh yeah, Scott's great, yeah, I'll sign up for the next thing, yeah, I'll sign up for the next thing. But then as soon as it went in-house, they didn't even ask me, oh Scott, you're a level 5, of course you can still mentor. You've had 15 people say how great you've been and how much you've helped them. It's all on my website, documented evidence and proof. So that's when he started to single me out. That was 13 years ago. Then obviously the sabotage on the website, I don't know if I'm still there or not, I've not checked. If you go to page 1, there's Gavin on the right hand side, then the Pilates instructor, then Phil Lazide, than all lower level Chekis. None of them have been passed by Paul. Phil has, because he got the Masters level 5 after me, published his book after me. Then you've got the Pilates woman who's at the top with Gavin. She's not even a level, she's a level 3, never been passed by Paul. So why is she even there? And why are all the lower levels all below? So totally sabotaging the practitioner, or totally sabotaging me. And then when he sent the email, oh, I'm not sabotaging you, I would never do that. You can go and look at the documentary proof on the channel, on my homepage, on my channel, my YouTube channel, where I photoshopped it so you could see what he said. I'm not sabotaging, I never do that to you, and then doing the same thing. Oh, look at our website. For free again. Keeps breaking the law. So they started the war. All of a sudden, over the last 8 weeks, there's been over 11 attacks. Even burner accounts coming onto the YouTube channel trying to talk to me, but I knew it was head office or somebody from the office, because what they were talking about is not known out there. It's not been put in videos. So I knew it was them just having a dig. So GavinJennings started this war. Now the AI overviews, there's about 20, probably another 10 to 20, 30 to come. Where Google is very, very clever. So when you put an allegation out there, it won't just take what I say. Does that make sense? It will spider and search the whole of the internet to find other allegations. So everybody's spoken about the Chek Connect. 99% of people that are on, or practitioners that are on Chek Connect, never ever get any work from it. Only Gavin and the Pilates woman and Phil will be getting work from it. The lower levels won't. Because the people always want the top person. Does that make sense? So they've rigged it totally against everyone, and Google has spidered it, got all this information about it, and put it as an AI overview so everybody can read about it. The same with the cost of the courses and the cost of the licenses. AI has gathered all this information, not just from my stuff, but loads of people around the world, and made a massive AI overview. This is dramatically going to affect the Institute or GavinJennings business. People won't sign up. And that stuff can never be taken down. I didn't want to start this war. I wanted to sort it out. I sent them one email, then I got the first attack, then the second attack, then the third attack. We're going to call the police. We're going to withhold your GDPR information, which is all against the law. And when you have a problem with somebody, as long as there's not been no physical stuff, as in me doing physical stuff to them, it's civil, it's not criminal. But them threatening me with the police, it's just unbelievable. I think they thought I was a child, even though I'm 55 years old, with 18-inch guns. Going to get pumped up in a minute. But they thought I was a child or an imbecile. I know the internet inside out and backwards. I know how to get your website, if you're looking. If you're on page 10, I can get it to page 1, 3 days. If you're doing a YouTube video and you want to get it to page 1 of the search, I can do that in 10 minutes. I can write a blog, any blog about anything, and get it top ranked in Google within 24 hours. Because I've learned it all, I've mastered it. I like to master everything. Like I mastered the Chek Institute, getting to level 5. I was a doorman for 16 years, so I'd done my 10,000 hours, so I was a master at that. And then obviously learning Google, algorithms, blogging, websites. I've mastered that totally. I'm really proud of that I've mastered that, because that's the difference between you making money and not making money. The same as if somebody makes a sarky comment on my YouTube channel, there's a button that you can press to block them forever. They can't see your content anymore. So they're idiots for doing it in the first place, because they just can't see any more content and they can't do that anymore. But not everybody knows where you do that and where you find that on YouTube. Does that make sense? I've mastered YouTube. I've done over 3,400 videos. Got over 4.9 million views. 4.9, soon to reach 5 million views. Absolutely amazing. So I believe that because GavinJennings has started this war, it didn't need to be a war. You just needed to come to the table and go, okay, Scott, we were wrong. We sabotaged you for 13 years. You've got the proof and evidence. It's going to look really bad for us if it goes legal into a court, because everything will be pulled out. Everyone will be subpoenaed. All the names that I've got will be subpoenaed. No one will escape. And obviously it will go in major media, because I'll make sure major media knows about it, and which some do now. So GavinJennings, it didn't have to be a war. You just needed to get around the table. Or you could have just done, okay, Scott, in the first email, sorry, you know, I haven't fixed the website like I said 2 years ago, and I'll deal with the issue with Lee Brandon, and I'll make sure something gets done, and I'll have a word with Matt Walden for threatening you, and I'll have a word with Phil Lazide for threatening you as well. But absolutely nothing. How could a CEO do that? Unless you personally took a massive dislike to me. But how can you take a massive dislike to somebody when you don't even know them personally? I met you twice. I met Matt twice. Threatens me down the phone. Unbelievable. How could you take an instant hate to somebody just because they didn't give a refund? I can't track it back to anything else. I'm a loving, caring, decent person. Yes, I protect myself when I need to, because that's what I did for 16 years. I've been doing it all my life. The amount of punch-ups I've had is unbelievable. And that's because I don't tolerate shit from anyone. And if they cross a line, I go, look, mate, leave it out. Stop it. Like I said, give you 11 chances, GavinJennings, 11. Stop it, leave it out, go away, don't want to hurt you. All of a sudden the fist comes across. Look, mate, go away, just leave it out. Then another fist comes across. Then I explode. Then I show that person what I can do, which you're seeing now with AI. So we've had the atomic bomb, the nuclear bomb, it's on its way, Gavin. And then you'll have the doodle bug, which flies around and just drops when the light goes out. That's when it's going to hit you super hard. And I ain't going to do anything physical. Nothing physical whatsoever. And this is where people need to understand. The internet is a huge, powerful tool. If you know how to use it properly, you can make thousands of pounds on the line with a great website. You can make up to 40, 50, 100k a year just with a website if you know how to set it up properly. The same as with YouTube. If you got the YouTube right, Lee Brandon, you can get 4,000 views a day, which I'm getting. And remember, Gavin, 49,000 people know you started this war. I didn't want a war. I just wanted you to say, okay, Scott, I fucked up. I'll put you on the homepage. I'll send you some clients if I get some leads in London. That's all you needed to do. You didn't have to attack me 11 times. And everybody, everywhere in the world can see it. And if everybody phones me and says to me, what do you think of the C.H.E.K Institute? I'm going to say, the programs are excellent. Massively overpriced. Do not get the license. It's a rip-off, because it's just a way for them to make money. But the information that you learn is fantastic, because it is, but it's massively overpriced. And with Paul, you know, being a massive hypocrite, oh, my soul told me to give it away for free, but instead I decided I want to make an estimated £32 million from it. Oh, let's have a license for everybody that no fucker asked for anywhere. So you just make a student a cash cow for as long as they want to be a Czech practitioner. I paid the license last year, and before that, I'll never pay for it again. But I'll always call myself a Czech practitioner. You can't stop that, and you can't take the knowledge out of my head, and you can't stop the AI overview. So because you left it over 8 weeks in which to sort something out, and you did 11 constant attacks, the longer you leave it, Gavin, the more the AI is going to be embedded even deeper. So that means you're never going to be able to get anything taken down. So for your ego and your arrogance, you're making everything worse. Not for me. Doesn't affect me. You know I come up for C.H.E.K Practitioner London, C.H.E.K Practitioner Battersea, C.H.E.K Practitioner, all them major search terms, most of them on page 1. So it doesn't affect me at all. And now in Google, I come up for personal trainer, really massively high search. So I didn't want this war. You went to war, 11 attacks, but I'm still standing, I'm still strong. And obviously Matt Walden's gone or whatever, no more head of education, which is a real shame because the guy really talks articulately, you know, private school guy. But he shouldn't have threatened me. Same as, why didn't you deal with Lee Brandon when I told you, oh, I don't think you'd ever do something like that? Just totally gaslighted me. But never mind, let's see what happens over the next couple of weeks. The longer you leave it, the tougher it's going to be for you and not for me. All your search rankings are going to go through the floor. But thanks very much for listening, everybody. So you know the full story now, that Gavin started this war. I never started this war. I just wanted to see clients, get them in shape, do my C.H.E.K practitioner work to the best of my ability, and get optimum results for my clients, which I do with 127 reviews on my website, and getting celebrities, getting in contact. But what I didn't like is a client saying to me, you don't do drugs like PaulChek. That's when I knew things were in trouble. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, everybody. Please subscribe, please share, please like. This is 100% the truth, no lying, no fabrication whatsoever. And I just look forward to the court date. That's what I'm looking forward to next. Because I'll be able to stand up in court, be the same Scott Bryant, no lying, even there won't be any pressure because I haven't done anything wrong. But when it goes to court and it's all public, all the AI overview, because I'll make sure the AI overview, it goes into that, then it will be registered, everything that's gone on. How's that going to look to new students, Gavin? When they read, we go to court. How's it going to look when AI says that not just Scott Bryant is saying about the Czech Connect being a complete waste of time and 99% of people don't get anything from it? There's thousands of people that have complained. The same with your pricing, not giving refunds and stuff. There's hundreds of more people complained about that. So have a lovely weekend. The weather's beautiful. It's the best time of the year. I love this time of the year. And I'll speak to you all again soon in the next new video. But remember, everybody, I never started this. They did. Bye.